Hello, hello,
Ooh, hello,
hello.
hello. Good
And by the
evening.
skin of her chinny chin chin, she is here. Actually, I've been here. I just been trying to log in. And so like before I go get ready, I put everything on the screen. I put the show sheet, I put the
Right.
call it, and I usually just leave the mouse so like when I come in here, I don't fuck with nobody. It doesn't fuck with me. This time it like sent me all around. It did the whole anyway. Um, welcome to Let's Have a Fifi. This is your
No,
Wednesday night.
no.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I did it again.
It's
Jesus Christ. See, welcome to Live with Fifi and Freddie. I'm just all discombobulated. Anyway, I was so frustrated. Um, anyhow, uh, we rebranded like 6 months ago, guys. Sorry.
it's
I
fine.
love that hair. I am Felicia Fifi Minor, and in the fabulous pink over there. This is so funny. I went lavender and you went pink.
I did, I know. And I'm actually wearing a Wigs of a Kind wig.
Oh wow! I'm sure
I
Marissa appreciates
know.
that. I bet you she's just mm. Um, and so today I want to talk about all the fuckery, and I know Freddie wants to talk about all the fuckery.
Mm.
Um, if you're new to this, we were going to talk about all the fuckery. Um, if you have friends that you know would want to talk about the fuckery, please share this with them immediately while we're live, and share podcast episodes immediately while we're
I'm trying to find
posting.
us on Facebook and I'm not seeing us
Well,
streaming.
I know that I will look into that as soon as I get done with all of the things that are on
Always the
here.
thing.
Because it doesn't say anything about oh, it doesn't show Facebook on here.
Hmm,
Let's see.
hmm.
It does not show Facebook on.
Oh, the
It says
fuck?
offline.
The fuck? Cool.
Censorship. Anyway, let's talk about it. Let's talk about being flirtatious, how to be flirtatious. I wanna say how to be flirtatious and everybody else knows that you're being flirtatious. Because there's that we'll talk about it. The madness continues with tattooing kids here in Arizona. Only we're turning into Florida a little bit.
Mm,
But speaking of Florida, fact checking and free speech is meta or what? I don't get it. We'll talk about it. A lot of people were upset on the internet, but still using what? The platforms. Um, what do we do next? What do we do next? Um, but on the happy note, let's talk about flirting. Do you think you're good at flirting?
no.
Yeah or no?
I think
Um,
I'm terrible at flirting. I
are
I
you
don't.
oblivious to when people are flirting with you? I think that you are oblivious to when people are flirting with you.
That's
Very
because I just
much.
don't think it happens.
That's so weird, though.
I-
Hmm. Hmm. Anyhow, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. If you think you're good at flirting, please share tips because Freddie would love. Can you check to see if we're live on Facebook now? Because it says we are.
let me look again.
While Freddie's doing that, if you want the VIP treatment, yes, it's better than this. There is better than this, believe it or not. Um, you can get exclusive content on our Patreon at patreon.com/live with Fifi and Freddie. There we have it. I said it right this time. God damn it. Anyway, Um,
I'm still not
with
seeing it.
you're not
Mm-mm.
check it
On
here.
YouTube, just fine and dandy, but I don't know what the fuck happened.
I'll look here in a second.
Mhm.
Mm. But anyhow, if you're on our Patreon, one of the 4 little things that we have going on, and, with the Closer Look membership, you get a sticker after 3 months of membership, but the best value is in the deeper plunge or the G spot, and I believe we now have 2 people in the G spot. Um,
Hey.
and those people should soon get, a sticker, a mug, a T-shirt, and a tote bag
Oh
that
my
will be sent
god.
out by Patreon because I
Not
am
us.
not good at that.
Also, I
And I
apologize for the folks on Patreon. I apologize for the delay in getting last week's after show up. It was like we did the show and then the next day I was gone. So it was like, time ran out, but I did get it up before this week's show. So at least there's that, I guess.
oh, meanwhile, I still haven't posted the one that I did 3 weeks ago. So, I I owe them that. So, y there you have it, there you have it. Okay, let's see. Um, we like to thank our patrons. Also okay, so we have to announce that, Laura is our new Patreon supporter. Um,
Hey, that's
Laura supports
awesome.
us already, so I wonder if she's doing this in exchange for, budget friendly,
That's fair. I
items.
get that.
I
You
don't
know what?
know,
I get it.
you know? So,
That's
um,
awesome. Welcome, Laura.
and this way she gets something out of it. She gets a little T-shirt, she gets a sticker, um, so there's that. So I need to add Laura. I saw that this afternoon
That is
to the
amazing.
list. So we'd like to thank our patrons, Brandon, Cassandra, Chris and Michelle, Dee, Drake Jensen and Michael, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Laura, Leanne, Madam Askew and the Grand Arbiter, Nicole, Patricia Mason, Shannon, and William.
Yes.
The list is growing. The list is growing.
That's
No matter how fast we
awesome. We love that.
so we can quit our day job now?
Still can't figure out why we're not on Facebook though.
Oh, I turned it on, turned it off.
It's
I'm
fine. We'll
sorry.
figure it out. We will figure it out.
I
Uh
see
do
3
you want me
people.
to do you want me to while you figure that out, do you want me to talk about my weekend?
Yeah. Also, if you're on Facebook, click oh, never mind. It's broken.
Right. So we'll just ignore that right now. Just pretend it's fine.
Just send us money. Thanks.
So first of all, I apologize if I keep clearing my throat. My throat's all dry for some reason. It's annoying. I'm not sick, just have a dry throat, just like my nose is all like
This is why we
I blame
can't
the
have you
weather. It's been like
traveling. This is why you don't get to
travel
travel.
and everything dry. It's fine. But I spent the weekend in San Francisco for Dee's birthday, which was fun and way too short. Um,
We'll be
there's
there
so
for like a
many.
day,
We were there for like
24 hours.
three full days. We got there late Thursday night and went and had like late night ramen. We found this little place that so
Did you know about that place or did you just happen to stumble?
we just kind of we were googling actually. We were trying to see what was close to the hotel that was still open.
Oh.
Mm. And we found this little ramen place, and it it is very rare here that I can go into a place and be like the only white person in a sea of Asians. And for a
Oh.
hot minute, when we were sitting there, we were literally the only white people in this place. Um, which
I
is
love
usually
it.
a pretty good sign. That usually is a good indicator that like the food is pretty authentic and pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Um, so the ramen was good. It was not your usual ramen. I can't remember what, like, it was a different um slightly different, I think, region, but it was still really good. Like, it was really enjoyable, and like the dumplings were really good, the pot stickers were really good. So that was fantastic, and it was within walking distance of the hotel. And as we were walking there, we passed like two bakeries, um, one of which we ended up going to twice because, oh my god, oh my god. Um,
Oh, please do. Please do.
so one of the one of the things that I do, and now I've got my partner doing this whenever we travel, is I like to find a bakery, a good bakery, because I'm sorry, Phoenix does not have any really good bakeries. We don't. Um, and if you think that I'm wrong, then please, by all means, show me a bakery that is up to this standard, because trust me, I have looked and I have gone to many different bakeries and nothing is this bakery. The chefs were French, first of all,
Oh,
and oh my god, the stuff in the glass cases were just gorgeous. Um, the
it wasn't just for looks.
No, the pain au chocolat, which is one of my go-tos, like, I can judge I usually judge a bakery based on their croissants. If
Mm.
their croissants are, like, laminated properly and they have all the layers, like, you want to see those, like, those layers in the lamination. Um, and I usually will get, like, a plain croissant and a chocolate croissant. And,
I'm not sure
oh my
how
god,
this works.
the pain au chocolat, which is the chocolate croissant, was probably the best chocolate croissant I have had since going to the little bakery that was right down the street from our house when we lived in Tunisia. I
Wow.
Oh my god, it was so good. And same with the plain croissant with just some French butter on the, oh, it was stupid
What
good.
was that? Oh my god.
And Dee was saying how the coffee that she had that first day was the best coffee she'd ever had.
Oh,
So,
wow. You know I love a good cup of
mm,
coffee. So
so yeah, so we went back a couple times to this place because it was, oh god, it was so good. Um,
I'm gonna
so
post
the
the
second
YouTube
day
on our
we
Facebook.
rode a cable car all the way to like Fisherman's Wharf, which is, if you've never ridden the cable cars in San Francisco, first of all, why the hell not? Um, it's just a fun thing to do, especially when you're going like up these super steep hills, and then you're gonna come down these super steep hills. But it's a great way to kind of see some of the cool architecture, the houses, great views. It's just fun. Um, I highly recommend it. And then we went to Fisherman's Wharf. We walked around. That's when we went into the Musée Mécanique, which is the museum that has all the, like, the antique little coin operated things that, for okay. So
Whoa, 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 whoa.
so some of these things, I'm like, you can tell these were from an era where folks were fascinated with the macabre and sort of morbid. There were at
Yes.
least three different execution ones. Um,
This is the place you were talking about with me?
yeah, yeah. Two of them were like English executions, so it was hanging. So the like you have the trap door just anything, and then there was one with a guillotine. Um, there were some definitely racially insensitive things, shall we say?
Oh,
Um,
like
and
mammies and pappies?
yeah, and I mean, if you think about how old some of these things were and the mechanics that went behind them, like, it's brilliant the way that you think about how they had to figure out that all of these things had to work. But then also I'm like, god, half these things have got to be haunted. There's no way these things came in here without carrying something with them. Terrifying. Absolutely fucking terrifying.
Oh, we
um
should go there again.
Oh, it's fantastic. I told we broke the camera because we were trying to like be in the photo booth and we broke it. And the lovely individual who was very queer, I was
I
like,
love to hear it.
I told her, I was like, you guys need to do like overnight like ghost hunty type things in here. Like people would be all over that shit, I'm sure. Um because it's just
You didn't say us, because we could have been the first.
I know. I think she was totally hitting on D, and I would have been like, "Hey, here, take my
Oh
girlfriend
my
out, but
god.
also let me." Like I should have taken advantage of that. I didn't. That was on me. Um, and then
Business
we went and had
opportunities.
right. We went and had excuse me. Went and had dinner in Chinatown. There was this little like dumpling house where you can see him making the dumplings in the window. Oh
Mm.
my god, oh my god. Again, we were very much the minority when we went in here. Spectacular. Happy Bow in Mesa has great dumplings. And I will recommend Happy Bow to anybody in Arizona that wants good dumplings, especially like their soup
Mhm.
dumplings, their spicy wontons. I will happily recommend it to anybody. This place, oh my God,
So we need
so
to go
good.
to San Francisco.
Yes. Absolutely amazing. We got to swing by the Fortune Cookie Factory, which was super fun. It's down this little
Oh,
alley. Like,
wow.
so for those of you that don't know, fortune cookies are not authentic Chinese. I know, shocker, right? They're not. They're an American invention, just like
Uh-huh.
chop suey and a bunch of Chinese
What
food.
do you
I know.
mean?
Um, which was kind of
Oh, just like, a lot of Hispanics don't like certain
right,
things on certain
right. Things that
menus, and they say those don't
were
exist.
invented for Americans but it was kind of fun because it's a
Mhm.
little piece of history down this little alley. The next day we went walked around the Haight Ashbury area, which for those of you that are not familiar, Haight Ashbury was sort of that centralized hippie location. So when people
Historic.
were like driving down like Route 66 and they were trying to, get away from the man and they wanted to go be hippies in California. Haight Ashbury was where everybody ended up because Golden Gate Park is right there. Um, there's a lot of a lot of green
Is
and a
that
lot
where
of
they
stuff
have the
that like
naked runs?
I think so. I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so. Um, but it was
I did
kind
not
of
know that,
disappointing
sorry.
because the entire area is full of nothing but overpriced thrift stores. Like, it was like,
Whoa.
really?
When did that happen?
I don't know, but I was like, seriously, y'all? But that was when we kind of
I
discovered
don't remember
Golden
that.
Gate Park. We didn't realize it was there. We were just kind of walking, and Dee looked at her phone and was like, oh, there's a park over there. Why don't we walk over to the park? Fucking gorgeous. We must have walked 4 miles around this park, just walking and enjoying the green. It was so green. Um, and they have
Did you
a
walk everywhere?
we walked a lot, not everywhere, but we walked a lot. Um, it's one of those places where you
Oh my
can.
gosh.
It's not like here.
I felt like I had a new butt.
And I wish I could have like I would have.
No, I felt like I had a new butt by the
Yeah,
time
no,
I looked.
seriously. My calves when we went to Chinatown, the cable car dropped us off on California Street, and California Street is literally like this.
Uh-huh.
So we are walking down California Street to get to Grant Avenue in Chinatown. My calves were like, oh no. Um,
It always amazes me because I always see, like, the older people walking up and down there, and I'm
I
like,
I had a thought on
"What?"
some of these, like, steeper hills. I'm like, "This is not like if you have mobility issues, you're fucked." Like, if you there's no way you're going down, like, trying to manage, like, a wheelchair or something, one false move, and you're just like, "Whatever." Like, you're gonna have a walker or something, you're gonna trip over yourself, you're just gonna
Mhm.
roll down this hill, that's it. Like, that's just what's gonna happen. There's no way to stop it. Um,
Down,
seriously.
down, down.
Um,
Or I hate it when somebody said, "Oh,
right,
it's
and
up
like,
there."
um So, in the middle of Golden Gate Park, there
What?
is what they call the AIDS
Mhm.
Memorial Grove, and it's it was the first nationally recognized AIDS memorial, and you go in and it feels
Oh,
very
wow.
deep. It's
Mm.
the area is like the plants and things, and it's all maintained by basically survivors or loved ones of people that were lost to AIDS. And there are, different pieces that are dedicated to different, different things. And there's an area right in the middle of it that's like a circle, and there's like a seating place, and all the way around it are the names of people, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes, and it's like, it's one of those
It's
things
almost like
where
a ground zero kind of feeling?
kind of, during the AIDS crisis, San Francisco and New York were hit the hardest.
Mhm.
Those were kind of the epicenters of the AIDS crisis. And it's like one of those things where you walk into this place, and it's kind of like, it's like equal, like heavy but also full of hope, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's hard not to feel emotional when you
Mhm.
walk into it. There's a path called, no, I have to look at the thing, but it was like, I think like Moonlight Path or something like that, and it was dedicated to a couple that met the day that man walked on the moon. Right.
Aw.
So it's like there's these little things, here and there.
Did
And
they both
yep,
die during the
yep,
AIDS
yep.
epidemic?
And so that's like, you
Oh.
you walk in, and it's one of those things, it's a part of history, and it's a part of history that we need to still be aware of, because anything, I mean, we saw with COVID, things like that can happen at any time, so
You don't say.
so it's like, it's one of those things where if you don't know your history, you need to know your history. And like, it's great now that we have, things like PrEP and DoxyPep and all of these drugs that make living with HIV much easier, that make the, transmission rate almost zero at this rate, at this point. But the fact of the matter is,
You equals you.
we lost too many fucking people. And also, everybody that we lost, all that shit can be traced back to Reagan. So, um, but then after walking like 4
Mm.
miles through this park, we went to the Castro district, which is the gay district. So there's all the rainbow flags, everything's gay,
Hey.
all the gay things everywhere. Um, kind of walked around there for a little bit, and then we went to Little Italy for
So
Dee's
gay.
birthday dinner to get some seafood. Oh my god, it was so fucking good. I can eat my weight in oysters, let me tell you. Um, and then Sunday, we rented a car and we drove. It's about about an hour away. But we rented a car and drove, checked out of the hotel and drove to the Winchester Mystery House, which I love that
Ooh.
shit. So,
Tell the people.
so
Tell the people.
it's fascinating. If you're not familiar with the Winchester Mystery House, um do some googling, because it's fascinating. If you've ever seen Stephen King's Rose Red, that's based on it. There's also a Winchester movie, which kind of gives you an idea of the lore behind it, but it's absolutely fascinating.
Based on a true
Right.
story.
And so we did two tours. So there's one that's just like the basic tour, and then there's like a and more kind of thing where it takes you down to the basement and a few other places.
Ooh.
And we're waiting for the second tour to start, and I've got my phone, and I step back. We're in front of the mystery house, and I stood way back to try and get a picture. And like the porch lights are on and things like that. And I'm looking through my phone, like at the camera, at the house, the lights are blinking. They're not blinking. They are only blinking on my phone. The lights were
Oh?
not blinking. And Dee comes over and she's like, "What?" And she looks at it. She's like, "That's really weird." She pulls up her phone, wasn't doing it on her phone, just on mine. I'm like, "All right, well, that's weird."
Ooh, you got some spirits
A picture.
following
And then we
you.
went to go take a selfie.
You got some
Went to go
spirits
take a
following
selfie in
you.
front of the house. And for the first time ever, my camera failed. I got the camera failed error, whole thing. I'm like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, It was kind of trippy, not gonna lie.
Ooh, you messed up
I
some
was like,
spirits.
wow.
You
I
upset
was
some
really
spirits.
hoping, like, with the pictures that I took, like, in the basement and stuff, I was really hoping I'd see something fun, but I didn't. I was really mad about it. I was like, no. But
They were outside getting it
apparently,
together. They said, "Don't come in here," and you came in and
I know. I was like, oh,
you
like
said,
no
"I'm gonna come in
orbs, no
anyway," and they were
nothing,
like,
really.
"Ugh."
But that was kind of cool. Like the fact that the lights were blinking, but they weren't actually blinking, and then the fact that the camera failed. Like that's never happened before, ever. So that was kind of like, but yeah. Then we drove back to the airport
Well,
and came home. So that was my weekend.
I feel like I, am living this very safe, um, stay in my bubble, um, life, but, um, I think that's to be expected at this moment because after the holidays, I don't really do much, and, I think I had I definitely had the Sunday scaries after being off for 2
Mm.
weeks, um, and so, it definitely has been a very busy week too, um, but we didn't do much this weekend. We went to the park, we did things that people do. I don't have anything special to report, but, I do know that we have things in the works that would be worth telling soon, but other than that, oh, so I forgot that I had Audible. You know how you, like, subscribe to things and you forget?
Right.
Luckily, it doesn't, like, cost an arm and a leg. Um, so while we're, here being a family, I kinda had, some books, uh, playing in my ear while, we're doing whatever we're doing. Um, I have a few books that maybe I'll post them on Patreon that I will, um, say my take, and I don't really read, like, stories, so, um, that's just who I am. But some of the stuff that I read or I listened to one book that was called Drama Free, and then you hear some of the things that people are like, you're like, "Oh, I know a person just like
Mm,
that." And it talks about trauma and trauma in your family
mm,
and how, we keep going back and saying like, "Oh, that's okay. They're family," and then letting the damage happen
right.
back to us. And I was like, "Oh." And then it said, "Well, we have friends that are of that." And you're like, "Oh, oh." So, I think some of the things that I already do keep the the spirits at bay, the demons at bay. So, uh,
I like to think I've done a pretty good job at like sort of weeding out the people that cause a lot of drama because there are a lot of people in this community that enjoy drama. They thrive on drama, and I'm like,
yeah, it's like they leave their house for it, and I'm like,
right.
"Oh, but why did you go there if you knew that this was gonna happen?" But I stay at
You remember
home
that time
for a
you were going to be in
reason,
that show so that you could
pretty
go and
much. So, yeah, I tried it. I
it's
tried
okay.
it. But
Mm,
y'all saved me. I have seen several
mm.
people in that show since. Um, they didn't get a tap on the shoulder.
Mm.
I see it. Yeah. So, but I'm here for the party. I'm here for a good conversation. But let's get into it. Hold on.
Oh, we're playing the intros today. That's good. Um, so, uh, so So tonight on just the tip, I wanted to talk about flirting. No, for no real sort of particular reason. I think I was watching something. What was I watching today? Oh, I think I was watching something and they were talking about flirting and I was like, oh, we haven't really talked about flirting. Let's talk about flirting. So I think one thing about flirting is
Mm,
everybody
mm.
flirts. Everybody. Doesn't matter whether you are single, partnered, poly, monogamous. It's I think flirting is just sort of one of those natural interactions, like especially if it's someone that you happen to find attractive. And if you're gonna tell me, well, I'm married,
Mm.
I don't look at people that way. I'm gonna call bullshit because it's just a natural
What?
reaction. Like you find people attractive.
I
It's just what it
guess.
is. Like, and it's not to say that you
I
want to
do.
sleep with everybody, but it's just one of those like little bantery things that, it's like flirting happens.
And it's
Literally
okay
everybody
if you do.
flirts. Right. It's not a big fucking deal. Flirting does not mean that you want to sleep with the person. Sometimes yes, but I think more often than not, no. I think it's just fun to flirt, right? Like it's like a whatever. I
Mhm,
I personally
mhm.
think I'm terrible at flirting. I think I'm awful at flirting. And I also think I'm pretty oblivious if someone is flirting with me, which as a poly person who is open,
I
I, I'm terrible.
feel like you do this thing where you kinda, like, back up.
I I just don't think it ever I watch people who are obviously flirting with other people and I'm like that never really happens with me. Like people don't flirt with me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm old. But like
Huh.
it I mean, I guess it would
I don't
be
think that's
nice
it.
if, like, if I was, if
I feel like I have seen people flirt with you, though,
huh,
and then you don't reciprocate.
is it someone that
Next time it happens,
is it someone that I
Imma let
would
you know.
want to flirt with me? Because sometimes it's like,
Eh,
"Ew."
mm,
But I think the thing is too, is that I feel like in a lot of sort of queer culture, a good majority of interactions are pretty flirtatious in sort of an innocent way, like, you know what I mean? Like,
mm.
um there's a lot of like little quips and things that happen even between friends that are I mean it's definitely sort of a
Or like,
flirty
"Hey,
interaction.
handsome." Mhm,
Right. Like it's definitely a flirty interaction, but it
mhm.
doesn't necessarily mean anything unless it means something to somebody, but the other person is completely oblivious like me. Um so just I don't know if
Communication's
you just
key, darling.
if you're trying to flirt with me, just be more obvious, I guess. I don't know. I'm just oblivious. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's just how they talk to everybody. Because sometimes that is pretty much how they talk to everybody. So it's a thing. I have literally seen like these, and that's probably why I'm like immune to it at this point because it's
Mhm.
like they'll talk to me that way.
Because of our culture?
Yes, and then they'll do the same thing because it's like how often do you see, especially in certain communities, where someone it's you there's a lot of like flirting and kissing and things like that that happen within like friend groups and things
Oh.
that it's flirty, but it doesn't necessarily
Oh.
mean that you want to go like further with this person. It's just the way that it is, like it, if that makes sense. Like
Yes.
we've all seen it. Like that's and but I will say that I think we're getting better at asking for consent before we dive into the heavy flirting that is more intentional with things like sending nudes and lewds and being more explicit and things like that. So that I think is great. That people will literally not everybody, mind you, but
Yeah.
I've people will ask for a more explicit picture, or they'll be like, hey, I have this thought and I would like to say this thing, but it might be a little explicit, is that okay with you? You know what I mean? Like I think we're getting better at asking
Do you agree with
with the what.
that? That statement
You
that you just said? People are getting better at
No,
flirting?
people are getting better at asking for consent, not getting better at flirting necessarily. I think they're getting better at asking for consent.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say
No, no, because I still suck at flirting. Um, I think, however, because there is this culture
Mhm.
of like this sort of light flirting in many interactions, it can be hard to distinguish between, flirting light and then actual, hey, I'm interested in getting to know you more intimately thing. Flirty. I think that it because it is so common, it's like, okay, does this person like me, or is this just the usual thing?
I feel like that's very grade school.
Yes and no. I mean, I have plenty of interactions with people that, on the rare occasion that I'm out and about, it doesn't happen very often, but when I am out and about, there are
Mhm.
like interactions with people
Mhm.
that are, they're little flirty things, but nothing that's like explicit.
Let me
Yes.
ask you this. So, like, do you realize it happens afterward at least?
No. Because
Mm.
if it happened, like if I realized it happened afterwards, then maybe, I'm not saying I would, but maybe I would like send him a message and be like, "Hey, were you like actually flirting? Was this a thing?" Yeah. But again, it would have to be somebody that I would.
You have to be comfortable with who
Right.
you're flirting with.
Which people don't flirt with me.
Yeah.
See, even my partner says that I can, yeah, how
Huh.
bad I am at people, which is often people. She just said people often flirt with me. I don't think that's a thing. I don't. I really don't. And it may be because I have RBF, which is fine. Also, I don't leave my house, which is also another reason. But I don't think it happens that often, unless she's talking about herself, in which case, yes,
Okay.
but that's different. Um, I mean, I always hope that if someone happened to like was interested, that they would be a little more direct with me. But
But how so? I thought flirting is supposed to be,
yes,
like,
it can be
light
light,
and
but I don't know.
but that's not light
I mean,
if
you don't
I
have to be like,
you just
"Hey, I want to get in your pants," but like, I think there's ways
so
to.
so I just walk up to you and say, "I'm flirting with you," and then
I don't
continue.
know. I don't know. I think there's ways to do it that indicate more of an
This is
intent.
very
You know what I
interesting.
mean? Like,
I need people to come test
oh
this. Come
god.
on.
Because like I said, everybody out at the bars and stuff, everybody's like, "Oh, hey handsome, blah blah blah." Like everybody fucking does it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I think we
right, but
all do that, but
that's
there's
what
a
I'm
level
saying.
of,
So
like,
if
people get a
everybody's doing it, then how am I supposed to know that you mean like, "Hey handsome, what's up? Hi." Everybody's fucking doing it. So it's like,
it's all in it's the
right, but I don't know what
intention.
the intention is unless you're a little more like direct with the intent. And that's not to be like, you don't have to be, like I said, like I want to get in your pants right now, but there something I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Just keep
So
going.
I'm terrible at flirting, but that's okay because I'm still going to give you flirting advice because that's just the way it is. So do as I say, not as I do. Just it's fine.
Oh
So
my gosh. Disappointing dad has
oh,
arrived.
I'm totally gonna get a cameo, by the way. I'm not
Oh, did
haven't yet,
you?
but I'm going to because I swear this could be a thing.
Okay.
Um, all right. So when you're flirting, and again, do as I say, not as
Mm.
I do. All right. In theory, I know how to flirt.
And
In
the
practice, I'm shite. So just don't just So
okay. I'm
be
gonna
original
listen to
with your
this.
compliments. Like cheesy pickup lines and stuff may be cute and might kind of get a chuckle, but I think like an honest, original compliment kind of goes a long way. Like think of something you can make it fun, but
I'm so sarcastic.
yeah. So I see, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that it like you need to like it needs to find something cute about them. Find it, like I always I don't know
Mhm.
my idea of flirting is like, hey, I see that you are also wearing pants. Like, I don't, I'm,
Oh, I
you
see.
know, it
Uh-huh.
just, it, like, if you
Mhm.
notice something that's more specific to them, and then that would probably, it's like, oh, look, they noticed this
Mhm.
thing. Um, Remember details, which I actually think I'm
Mm.
actually pretty good at this, considering my memory is terrible. But for some reason, my brain will pick up on like little details. So it's like, be observant. If you're having a conversation with somebody and they mention something kind of offhand or whatever, remember that. Or
Mm.
if it's someone that you're kind of talking to and you like get a picture of something and be like, hey, remember when we were talking about this thing. I think that, I think people kind of, it's like, oh, someone actually, like, they remembered I said
Remembered
that, like,
something about
wow,
me.
I didn't even like make a big deal, it was like an
Mhm.
offhand like comment about something. um Laughter, I think, is awesome. If you can make your crush laugh, I'd say it's a pretty good sign. Thank you. um
Yep,
I
you're
happen to
welcome.
think I'm pretty funny,
Okay.
so eh, whatever, fuck you. um People love me, I'm a fucking delight, okay? um I
Sure.
am. You know what?
Mm.
More than 2 people have said this. Thank you very much. So, there.
Oh, they
You
were
were
drunk.
sober.
They were drunk.
Um,
They didn't know
so
any
laughter
better.
is good. Like, if you can have that, make somebody laugh, like that, I think that's, um, be
Hmm.
mindful of your body language. And this so
How so?
there are like there's I'd say you could probably get away with like a little bit of physical contact. So if you're talking to someone, like a touch on the arm or touch on the elbow, or something that is light but not creepy. What do you have on your palm? Oh,
Oh,
I
I
was
cut my
like, "Ooh,
hand.
that's the wrong color band-aid for your palm."
It's a Band-Aid, that's
Not
my
on your
tone, but this
palms.
is not the right tone for
On
the
the palms, you need
inside.
one my color. Um,
I don't have
so
any
oh
left.
god. So, like a brief touch, like if you're talking to them in person, something that like indicates, oh, hey, I'm,
Mm.
but don't linger and don't make it weird. And if you are going to like even attempt anything like a hug, for God's sakes, ask for consent. Like, don't just be like, I'm gonna hug you. Like, just
You know what the weird thing is? Like, people flirt like, when you're in
mm.
drag, and I'm like, "But would you talk to me if I didn't have this going?"
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, if you're talking to a drag artist, or if you're trying to flirt with a drag artist, if you only ever flirt when you see us in face, eh, like,
Mhm. I think you're a
right,
clown
like,
chaser.
don't be that guy. Like, if the only time you think I'm hot is when I have, 16 pounds of makeup on my face or whatever, yeah, and again, that goes back to why my general rule
Mm.
of thumb, where I don't usually date people if they meet Freddie before they meet me. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
like, this gives you unrealistic expectations. Like, I don't look like this. I don't, I'm on when I'm on stage. I'm on during a show. That's not me in a day-to-day setting. You know what I mean?
Same,
So yeah. Um, but yes, always, if
same.
you're gonna do more than just like a light like touch or whatever, always ask. Because there are people that are very uncomfortable with touch. There are people that are very uncomfortable with hugs.
And
No,
don't
don't
touch my
God,
hair.
don't touch. Just don't touch people's hair. And
Even out of drag,
no,
don't touch my hair.
no, and like don't.
That's
Yeah,
when I'm
there
like,
are things
"Ugh."
that just don't do it.
Oh, well, now you're bald, so have people
I haven't had anybody rub my head, but then again, I don't leave my house, so there is that. Um, it's a good way to avoid the creepers. Just don't go out. Yeah, it's fine. Be confident, but not cocky. Confidence is attractive. So is like authenticity. So be confident in
Hmm.
yourself and be you, because you is hot. Authenticity. We talk about, authenticity and being authentic and stuff. We talk about it a lot, but you can tell when someone is authentic, and you can tell when someone is living their authentic life. And for me, that's like an immediate, oh hey, I this is cool. I could totally like have you even as a friend, because that authenticity, I worked really hard to be able to live my authentic self. And I I don't do fake people. I cannot. So anyone who is authentic is like sort of an immediate draw, not necessarily romantically or sexually, but even just that, oh, I see that you're living authentic.
Well, it's like
Right.
the
It's like
aura,
I
the
appreciate that. So,
the energy.
be yourself. Don't be cocky. Don't be trying to flex on shit. Just um be be mindful and aware of reciprocity. Is it feeling awfully
How so?
one-sided? Are you flirting with this person and their responses are like, "Cool, okay, well, I'm gonna go have dinner
Oh, okay.
now." Like, are you getting the flirt?
Or read the signs. Oh, I'm gonna go sit with my
Right.
partner now.
Like, if you're at a bar and you're trying to chat this person up, if they're like, "Okay, well, I'll talk to you later," don't follow them to their table. Don't if they're not giving you that like, yes, this is okay kind of thing,
Come
then
along with me.
don't don't push it. Don't be that dude. Don't be that dude.
Yeah, don't follow
No,
outside. Don't go to the smoke
don't be creeping
area.
around. Don't be just
Don't.
don't do that. Pay attention to the signs. If they're like, if what you're getting is like, then don't push it. Just
Oh, the thing I don't like is, like, maybe you had, like, a little flirt sesh,
right.
but it's over, and then, like, you continue on with your life, but they're, like,
Right.
still.
And again, that's where that like comes into like, it's hard to tell when it's like an actual like you're flirting, or it's like, is this just a normal conversation?
Oh, I don't think it's flirting at that point when I feel like I want
Right.
you
But
to
it's
go
like,
away.
but that goes to like, okay, so we're just having this little flirty conversation. Are you actually flirting with me, or are you just chatting? You know what I mean? Like it's
Oh, no, I think what you're asking is, are you being, like, the flirtatious, like, "Hey, I haven't seen you
right,
in a while,"
right,
kinda thing? Or are you doing,
right,
like, the full on, like, "Hey, we
right.
should really get to
That's what
know
I'm
each
saying.
other."
Sometimes it's hard to tell, but still, pay attention to like what the vibes are, because um eye contact is actually
Creepy.
important, and I can struggle with this myself. And I know that it can be hard for folks who
You're
may be
not
a
the
little bit
only one.
neurospicy, but eye contact can go a long way as far as kind of intent and like letting you know what the
Well,
person.
you don't know they're flirting anyway,
I don't
so
know,
how would
but just don't make it
how would this
weird. Like,
work?
don't just be there, and
Oh.
because that's just weird, and don't do that. I like eye contact is
Yeah, of course. Do the thing where you kind of look away
like right,
and
but
then come back or check
making
your
eye contact
phone.
every so often is good, just don't make it weird.
But also don't do the opposite. Don't do the, like, I'm talking to you and then
Right, I'm talking to you, but I'm just like, I'm always looking over your shoulder, or
and you're
around, or
like,
anywhere else
"Oh."
but you. If you're talking to somebody and they're not like, they're looking everywhere but at you, that's probably a good indicator that they're not interested.
I'll have to tell you when in
Oh,
the Patreon because
oh
I do this all the time, and I think I do it.
um and then, of course, a big one is, respect the other person's boundaries, both physical and emotional. No means no, and if they're not interested, then accept it gracefully and move along. Like,
Oh, the worst is when somebody goes, "Well, I was just trying to, be nice to you." And you're like,
okay,
"Okay,
cool,
bye."
and now I'm done. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Like, I don't. Just because you're trying to be nice to me doesn't mean I owe you like any more of my time, or like,
Like, what am I
right.
supposed to do now? Like,
Yeah. So just respect boundaries. If someone is not like okay with physical touch, don't push yourselves on them. If someone is giving you the vibes that they're kind of done, then just be like, okay, we'll see you later, and then just move along. Don't.
Also, I have nails and I'm not
Mm.
afraid to use them.
I do not have nails, but I will punch you in the balls. So there you go. Tips for
Literal
like,
sense. Because some
successful
folks.
flirting from someone who is not successful with flirting because I'm terrible.
We'll have to work on
Yeah,
this.
but that means that
Work on
also
this.
requires me like leaving my house and having people around that I like.
So you don't flirt with friends at all?
Ah, yeah, not really. I mean, the people that are in my friend bubble are people that I would not be flirting with. Like, I love my friends. I would not be
Oh,
flirting with them because that's weird.
but I'm talking
Like, there's the sort of like the flirty, like little flirty banter that I have with like some of the folks that I know in the community, but it's
mhm.
not like how you doing. You know what? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
Oh,
it's the that sort of
mm.
it's flirting light. It's that. Yeah, I
We'll have to do some research on this.
know.
I'll have to get back to folks.
So it's fine.
That's wow. I would say I'm not dead, but I can see people, and I would say I'm flirtatious, and Scott would agree with me because he often is the one going like, "Okay."
Oh my god.
So, can't help it. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I was dreading this. Let's play the intro for it. Oh, my page is stuck. I can select the text, but I
Oh,
can't move it up. So I'll do my
damn.
best. So in shocking news, um, we're just gonna go through some things that you probably are like, what the fuck? So a Yuma tattoo artist is getting backlash for posting a video of tattooing a 9-year-old. That is what you heard, a 9-year-old. Her relatives brought her from out of state to get the tattoo. A lot of things going on here that are wrong and very, yeah. Okay. And she originally wanted a Donald Trump
Well,
tattoo.
but they're not indoctrinating the kids.
Yeah. And when people are sending me messages about being groomers, I just would like to bookmark
Right.
this story and
Right.
anyhow, but the tattoo artist um, convinced her to get an American flag on her shoulder because I believe she wanted the Donald Trump tattoo on her neck.
I,
Not sure where on the neck, but I guess on the side would be. But as you grow, wouldn't he
that would be
become?
funny.
um, Surprise, surprise. The tattoo artist, who is also the business owner, is getting bad reviews on his Google and Yelp, and his employees are getting the backlash for his decision. I think that why did they? I think they were originally from California, where I don't know if this is allowed or if they couldn't find a tattoo
No
artist to
tattoo
do
artist that
this.
no reputable
But
tattoo artist that I know will tattoo anybody under the age of 18. Period.
yeah, so um, yeah, just a lot of if you
Why isn't
decide
he getting hit with a
to,
lawsuit? Like I feel like that would be one of those things that like
it
I
was her relatives that brought her over
was it her
and
parents or just
consented to
some
it.
fucking relative? Even so, like there you
I
don't
see.
Like, you can't tattoo somebody that like, this is a permanent thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's
That American flag is not gonna look like
like,
an
I
American
I feel
flag here
like
pretty soon.
regardless, like, he should like, the state should fucking slap him with, like, a child endangerment or child abuse or something, because he has now put something permanent on a child that does not legally have the ability to consent to something like this.
Let's see.
Ugh.
He posted this. Yeah, she wanted a portrait of Donald Trump
Ugh.
on her neck.
The fuck is wrong with people? Yeah, let's take our 9-year-old to go get tattooed. The fuck? Be like, okay, well, let's.
He also posted that he told her in a year if she wanted the Trump tattoo that he would
Oh my
think
god.
about it.
I'd be like, okay, you want a tattoo? Let's give you a fake tattoo. We'll give you like one of those like little washy off things.
So in Arizona, it is legal for minors to get tattoos if minors' parents or
Ew,
legal guardians are
ew.
physically present.
That is so. Ugh. I'm gonna watch that law get changed real quick here. That is the dumbest shit. That
Yeah.
is so fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. And I'm sorry, you're getting backlash for it. I don't feel bad. I hope your shop closes because you're an idiot.
Yeah. Good job, Yuma.
Fucking-
Or tattoo artist in Yuma. So, I'm not gonna say the name of the shop. You can look it up yourself. Okay. Okay. The thing that happened yesterday that I could not believe that I was watching because it made me feel
Just
unsafe. This is one word. It made me feel it felt so unreal that I was watching this because I was like, is this one of his like AI things that he was trying? But then no, this is real. And now the head of Instagram too is saying the same thing. So Mark Zuckerberg has now become the number two kiss ass and gay lover of Donald Trump, announcing that Meta is going to take away the safeguards, which is fact checking, and it is actually a third party uh, company that has like people at computers
I mean, they
checking
weren't
this
doing a very good
information.
job at it anyway, but still.
I mean, there's like billions of people on the platform. I don't think there's an actual like efficient way, but they were doing a lot to keep the hum down. And this made a lot of people mad. A lot of right wing people, conservative, radicals. I said that out of order, but who cares? Um, Made them mad. They started their own platform, so I don't know what's going on. But the thing is that Donald Trump made a promise that if he was to be elected, that he was going to put Mark Zuckerberg in jail and that he was going to shut
Yep.
down Facebook. Um, so here we are watching this madness. I didn't. It, we warned everyone. Everyone
Yep.
warned each other. This is not going to be what you think it's going
Nope.
to be. With that being said, the fact checkers found out the same day that we did, pretty much at the same
Awesome.
time. Yep. Um, so the fact checking will go away. Donald Trump probably will come back to Facebook. Um, and they align this with free speech. So um, a lot of it, I say, be aware, my friends, because w- especially what I don't know if Freddie experienced it, but the first go round, I kept getting people that were like, "Oh, you keep doing this and you keep doing that," and I'm like, you know what? I go to a bar, I perform, I leave, I go home. It's like a not to kill the lack. the luster of it all, but, um, I do my job, I go
Right.
home, and so, maybe I have a drink or 2, 'cause I like to drink. Um, but this opens a can of worms, which leads us to that Meta basically just pulled back all the protections that were, basically there for LGBTQ plus folks. Like
Protections.
yes. Um, like things that when people comment on my Facebook and it says, like, "You're gonna fucking die in hell because
Right.
you wear
Right.
women's clothing." Meanwhile, you're cursing at me on my page, um, which isn't very Christian-like, I don't think. Hmm. Anyway, literally, yes, we can people can go back to calling us mentally ill. They can go
It
back to
in
what was
the
the
like
other
the like
thing?
the terms of service thing and like their transparency thing, it literally says, quote, "We do allow allegations of mental illness or abnormality when based on gender or sexual orientation, given political and religious discourse about transgenderism and homosexuality and common non-serious usage of words like weird." So you can't do that with anything else. You can't call, brainwashed conservatives mentally ill. You can't call anybody else mentally ill, but you can call anybody who is within the LGBTQ plus community mentally ill and be fine.
Hmm.
Yeah. I feel like there needs to be a
So,
class action lawsuit. How do we make that happen? I feel like this is like it's
I'm sure the ACLU
I feel like
is
this needs to be a thing.
working on that. But I am on Blue Sky. I know Freddie is on Blue Sky. If you want to join us, I need to figure out a way to get the show
Yeah,
on
I don't.
Blue Sky. But
I still have to like get into like the muscle memory of like posting there. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those
yes,
things where
yes.
we've gotten so used to the
Well,
Facebook that
so
it's
when when I post things, it's usually because my phone now has adapted to like the
mm,
most frequent. So like I have like a whole bar of,
mm,
and I just go tap 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 tap,
mm.
and then I don't remember the butterfly. I should remember the
You
butterfly.
should.
Oops. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get. I don't like using this word, but stupid. Um, but also, so free speech. I want you to be warned that it also affects people of different abilities.
Mhm.
I want you to be warned that it affects people of different thinking. It affects people that can't
Yep.
advocate for themselves. So, somebody posted a screenshot of they were talking about Elon Musk, and he replied, "F you," and excuse me for using this word because I know that it does offend, but he said, "Fuck you, retard."
Yeah.
And that's the free
Yep.
speech that we're allowing.
Yep. Yep. Prepare for
So,
that word to start making a massive comeback. It already started like it's already started. But, faggot, wait for that for to come back. There's all these other words that are going to start coming back and it's going to be fine. No one's going to give a shit. So, yeah,
mhm.
this is going to get
I
interesting.
don't I know that we did a lot of work on reclaiming some of the words. I know that, we did a lot of work not letting those words be, because I can feel that because I am who I am, that a certain word will
Mm,
be placed
mm.
upon me, and I have to be ready for that.
Does it use the same letters as ginger? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I would prefer to be called Ginger, but here we have it. So, free speech, um, all reigns, I guess, is dumb. And somebody said to me, okay, so this has got to be the most outrageous thing. The first day we have people that a person that ran into a crowd of people. We have a truck that's a Tesla truck that caught on fire. We have like things going on. Like I want you all to note this, okay? So like as we're going, um the world is already the aura of the world has already
Things are
reversed.
on fire, literally.
Um including yeah, I was going to say including wildfires in January in
And
California
they're bad.
where yeah, where folks woke up to a black sky. And I thought to myself, because I didn't, I saw text of, I woke up to a black sky this morning uh, from some friends in LA. And I thought, oh, well, it's cloudy outside. Maybe they got it weird. And no, there is a fire that's going on, and at least three people have died, and numerous people have been injured. And it's not like up
No.
in the hills, it's like
Yeah.
down in the valley in Los Angeles. And so there's a couple people that live like not even a block from there that I'm like, okay, you need to go. Your life is more valuable than your stuff. Just go. Um, thousands of homes have been affected. Thousands have to be evacuated, if not millions at this point, because um, this is just moving so fast. I don't. It's like not even
No,
contained yet. I don't think
it's
they've
crazy. It's
had.
just going.
Did they say how it started? If
I
this
haven't
is
heard how it
human
started, but it wouldn't
done,
surprise
I'm
me
gonna
if it
leave
was
it.
a dumbass human. Like it wouldn't.
If you had your reveal party
Oh
up
my god,
there,
wouldn't surprise me.
we'll have some words with you. But um, get ready for it. Be ready, including God. I don't
Oh
want to
come
read this one.
on! They're not fact checking. You can say whatever the hell you want.
I kept hearing this yesterday, and I thought, this can't be true. Please let it not be true. Okay. I'll try not to laugh
Yeah.
during this, okay? Okay. Ready? Donald Trump. And I think after this episode, I think I'll limit myself from saying his name. Um, who is also the spokesperson of adult diapers and male chastity locks. Could be a thing. We might be predicting the future. We become the Simpsons. Anyway, started laying out plans for the next 4 years because I didn't know that he could write. But good. Um, they include. Are you ready for this? Um, renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Should I continue? He's going to also pressure Canada
Yeah.
uh, to see if he can make the 51st
He
state.
plans on using economic pressures to take over Canada and make it the 51st state. Mhm.
I don't know if he knows how states work, but I don't think that's it. Right?
I-
Am I wrong? I don't know. I'm new to this, I think. I think I'm new to this. I don't run a country, so I don't know. But also, he wants to take over Greenland and the Panama. Canal.
So I think it's important to mention that like Canada is not it Canada technically still sort of belongs to England. Um, so it's not like you can just walk into fucking Canada and be like, okay, you're part of America now. I feel like the British would probably have something to say about that, and like you're gonna
Oh,
like walk.
do they still have Queen's money?
They still, I believe so. Like they're still like a territory. Like there's
So,
still, and just like Greenland is
oops.
a Danish fucking territory. And the Panama Canal belongs to fucking Panama. You can't just be like, okay, well, this is ours now. That's not how this fucking
But
works.
also, okay, so there's no
No.
reasoning either. So just want y'all to know that.
And he's gonna try and take over like South
Like,
America because it has
so
America in the name. So he's gonna
I
assume that it's ours anyway, just like Central America. But it's gonna be America and then America Junior and then America the Third is what it's gonna be. And then
oh, kind of like his kids. Okay, I get it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So, what I want to also let that ruminate for you as you think this is the most ridiculous thing. It is. It it is. It is. Because we have things like healthcare that we probably should worry about. We have things like homelessness and misplaced people that we should probably worry about. Um, we have things like military that maybe we should worry about.
well,
Um,
we're gonna need the military because then we're gonna
the
like have to
economy, the
start a war
economy,
with about four different
the
countries.
economy. Oh no, he's just gonna buy it.
Right.
Isn't that how this works? Right? He's gonna buy Canada, then he's gonna
Mm-hmm.
buy Greenland. It doesn't matter that we're in like a $1 trillion
Yeah.
deficit. It's just
Mm.
okay. America runs on credit. Swipe the card. I
Maybe
want
she's born
Canada.
with it. Maybe it's $1 trillion deficit. It's fine.
And lastly, in our bizarre bit of news, um, the first person has caught the bird flu.
No, no, it's not the first person to catch it. It's the
Hmm?
first person to
Oh,
die.
dead from the bird flu.
Yeah,
Yes. Sorry. So you know
yeah.
what this sounds
Sounds
like.
awfully familiar to me.
Anyone? Anyone? Anybody remember like cruise ships and we said we should maintain them? We should keep them at sea until we can
It's
quarantine them all?
fine. It's
No?
fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Totally fine.
You don't wanna quarantine
Totally
them,
fucking
huh? Okay.
fine.
It's fine. We're all just gonna die of bird flu and the earth will do its thing and clean us all away and like the
Right. It'll be
dinosaurs and
fine.
stuff. They'll be fine.
Totally fine.
With that being said, if we survive, what are your next
I
gifts?
only have one coming up. This Saturday at The Rock is going to be the first ever
Oh.
Miss Canyon Diggit Comedy Queen. It's a prelim that leads into the Miss National Comedy Queen, and Romeo White and myself are the promoters, and we're super excited about it. But I would love it if
Mhm.
folks want to come out and support. Doors open at 3 p.m. Pageant starts at 4. Um, come out and support the queens that are going to be competing. It should be a good competition. Um,
What are the
so the
categories?
categories, there's interview that's happening earlier that morning, presentation, which is actually a judged category, comedic talent, gown, and
Ooh.
60-second spokeswoman. And the 60-second spokeswoman is going to be interesting because basically they pull an item like out of a box, could be anything, and they have to like give us a 60-second spiel, like pretend that you're on an infomercial, and you have to like, so it's about comedic improv and stuff. So
Huh.
it should be fun. So come out. It's $5 cover, but it should be a good time. So
That's so
oh my god. So come
expensive.
out and do the thing. But that's all I have going on.
I'm trying to buy
No,
Greenland,
right, right.
so
Well,
just trying to make things happen. If I can buy Greenland, then
right.
I'll be there. Be sure to stay tuned for more announcements. We'll try to post on Patreon before we post. But sometimes I be, sometimes it's habit. I just get so excited that oh, somebody sent me the flyer. I need to tell
Right.
everybody immediately, and so it's a habit. But I've been trying. I've been trying. I felt a little bit in the last couple weeks, but I'll get back on the horse. Look at that horse. Look at that horse. Anyhow, and I need to get back into booking guests because that was something that I was in forward motion about. Um, if you have guest suggestions, I would love them. But just be aware that just because you gave me a guest as a suggestion doesn't mean that I have to pursue it legally or um, just because you
Right.
said so. If you say that you want to be on the show and we have not found the reason for you to be here, I am not legally obligated to do any of it. There are millions of podcasts, but we appreciate those that listen and that are our guests. Anyhow, so also we hit a milestone.
I think
Was it
so.
last week? Or a week before. No, it was last week. We have 500 streams on
Yay.
Spotify. So keep listening to us on your favorite podcast player. Um, and thank you for watching live. Thank you for watching on the replay. Thank you for what listening to us um, as a podcast. And we will see you
Good
next week for your Wednesday night
night.
conversation.